Rusty?
Jesus has led the way. Why would you not be grateful to him? He has asked for love, but only that he might give it to you. You do not love yourself. But in his eyes, your loveliness is so complete and flawless that he sees it as an image of his Father. You become the symbol of his Father here on earth. To you, he looks for hope, because in you he sees no limit and no stain to mark your beautiful perfection. In his eyes, Christ's vision shines in perfect constancy. He has remained with you. Would you not learn the lesson of salvation through his learning? Why would you choose to start again when he has made the journey for you?
And I think once you get this whole idea that in our ego state of mind, we do not love ourselves. And so we're not going to take care of ourselves. And we're not going to pick the best life for us. We're going to undervalue who we are. We're going to limit what's possible. We don't love ourselves. And so when he says, the reason why I want, because he says this, you know, in the Bible story in the end, you know, he's talking about, do you love me, to his disciples, and he kept asking, but do you love me? And he's saying, explaining it here, he's asking for that love because that's the only way he can give us the love. If we love him and want to hear what he has to say, now he can help us and show us who we really are through Christ's vision, which has a whole different opinion of us than our own. And when you start to get your own, when you start to be aware of your own opinion of yourself, you start to realize why another opinion might work out better. And he's there to give it to us, so let's take advantage. Like he says, wouldn't you be grateful? Let's take advantage of his vision. Bonnie, huh?
No one on earth can grasp what heaven is, or what its one creator really means. Yet we have witnesses. It is to them that wisdom should appeal. There have been those whose learning far exceeds what we can learn. Nor would we teach the limitations we have laid on us. No one who has become a true and dedicated teacher of God forgets his brothers. Yet what he can offer them is limited by what he learns himself. Then turn to one who laid all limits by and went beyond the farthest reach of learning. He will take you with him, for he did not go alone, and you were with him then as you are now. Well.
And that's another thing that's in the Bible about how we were with him. I mean, some of these thoughts are definitely in there. They're just kind of garbled. It's kind of like someone put a bag over Jesus' head, and so now we're only hearing garbled messages. Right? We were with him. That's, I think, where the whole misunderstanding of vicarious salvation came from. You know, there's a certain, you can see how just slanted over here, it's what this is saying. He did it. It's done. You were there. So.
Except in the Course's version, there's no guilt and there's no suffering or sacrifice.
Yes. I know, and that's, you can see how some of these interpretations are just slightly over here, and the whole thing falls apart. The whole message here. Yet you can see where it came from. This message was this message, and then they got this false idea, and then they started reteaching it, and pretty soon everyone thinks, oh, I don't have to do anything. Well, that's not what this book says. It says you were there, it is done, but then it says, and you have to do a lot of stuff to become aware of it. It's there, it's done, but you've got to do a lot of stuff for your own self to be aware of this. You don't get to just sit by and do nothing.
So this all happened in an instant, right? Is that the instant that...
What it says, of course, this is a very hard concept because we don't understand time and eternity, but they said the mistake, the separation only lasted an instant and the answer was there, and everything that was involved in waking up played out like that. So one of the acts was the resurrection of Jesus. That was one of the events. But there's a sequence of them, and when we're done, time rolls up back to that moment, and it's all forgotten. So everything that happened that seemed to prove that we were not one with God just disappears from our mind, because it was never proof, but it appeared to be proof as long as we believed it. Well, when we're finally done, we don't believe it anymore. So, like overcoming death, as he said, Jesus was one who overcame all the limitations of the body and overcame death, because he doesn't believe it anymore. So he's one with God again. That's not a part of his thinking anymore. So that's why joining with him draws us closer. Right? Okay.